So that man right there, 22-year-old Indianapolis native Ed Carpenter. The car is owned by Supertech's A.J. Foyt, who last year allowed his grandson to win 4 poles and 4 races before making the move to the IndyCar Series, and he has qualified, talking about A.J. Foyt, for the Indianapolis 500. Ed Carpenter has never won an Xfinity Pro Series event, but he is a half a lap away from etching his name into Indianapolis history.
This is the one to win. If you're going to win the first one and win one, this is definitely the one to do it at. It's his mom and Jack and AJ all looking on, and here he comes.
Ed Carpenter,
sigh of relief for those guys.
Son of Laura George, stepson of Tony George, comes down to the applause of the team of the family. And Ed Carpenter is a winner at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Futaba Delphi Foyt racing machine takes the victory. And the inaugural Freedom 100. And there's his mom, Laura George, a big, big smile. And how excited she must be for her son, Ed Carpenter, who lives just 2 blocks away. And imagine what's going through that young man's mind right now. Let's check in here from Mom. Amy?
Yeah, now he just hopefully gonna hold up. Looks like okay.
Well, you can't drive it any harder than that when you kiss the wall. I mean, you're using as much as you can. Here's Quintallina, whose car loops off of the corner and has contact on the inside. He's having such a great run.
Man, you know what? The wind is really strong in that direction and hits right on the back. Unfortunately, like Rob was saying, he had 2 cars in front of him. He probably would take advantage of that, but that sometimes really catch you surprise.
And at this point in the race, he's pushing it through there.
That's correct.
He needed to get a good run off of turn 2, because if you're going to make a pass here, it's coming off of 2, getting a good run down that back straightaway, and getting underneath the guys in front of him. So he was just driving his race car.
Yeah. One more look at what happened here coming off the corner.
Look at that. And Rob, you're right. He was really trying to push it, man.
He was doing what he had to do to get a run and gain a position there. I'm familiar with that scenario.
Remember? I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, actually, you and I probably did. That's very. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
I think there was
2001.
2001.
I was leading. Roy was right behind. Exactly same thing happened.
And my mental approach was I was doing whatever I had to do to get that guy. And Rolando had a good race car.
Yep.
You know, we saw him work his way up. So, but that's what this series is all about, is for these young drivers coming up through the ranks to, you know, hone their skills. And that's all part of it.
There is Oscar Medeiros, who is the father of Thiago. He's come all the way from Sao Paulo. He came last year for a number of times to see his son win. And he said, my son has had dreams of winning in Indianapolis, following in the footsteps of Helio Castroneves. And today, 21-year-old Thiago Medeiros will realize a dream. He is a winner at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and his dad Oscar and family, they're here to see him. What a victory lane this will be as the celebration begins on pit road. When we come back, we'll talk to the winner of the Futaba Freedom 100, Thiago Medeiros. Wow, this is going to be a sprint to the start-finish line. Let's see what happens. Here they come, the Brazilian Camara up to speed. There's Cunningham behind him. Jay Drake is there. Here comes Little Unser back there.
Yeah, in the 3rd spot, let alone get him now.
Checkered flag waves, and the winner of that race is Jaime Camara, as they gave him the green and the checkered flag. It was a sprint out of turn 3, and the Brazilian Jaime Camara from the pole becomes a first-time winner in Menards Infinity Pro Series. And for the 3rd consecutive year, the pole sitter here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway becomes the winner of the Futaba Freedom 100.
Yeah, that made for an exciting ending, didn't it? With Wade Cunningham finishing 2nd, he's had a great weekend. And Al Unser now, how many 2nd places has he had? Excuse me, 3rd place finishes?
Well, make that 6 3rd place finishes for Al Unser. He said, let me finish anywhere but 3rd, and guess where he finished today?
Here we go, side by side. White flag is out, and oh man, at the stripe, it was Wade Cunningham by 7/10,000ths of a second, and he goes into turn 1 on the high side. Can he make it stick? He's drifting high. I can't believe they're side by side. Whoa, that's a bit of dirty pool. Howard slides up on him, then dives back down. Now we're going down the back straightaway.
I don't know about dirty pool. I call that racing, Scott. Boy, he's doing some good driving right there.
Oh, you're used to fenders, son.
Come on now.
Here we go. It's going to be Cunningham on the outside heading into turn 3. He's got the line. Can he make it stick again through the north chute?
This will be a drag race right down to the stripe.
Coming out of turn 4. Here they come down the front stretch. And it's Wade Cunningham. Got a great exit off the corner. Howard is fading. It's over. It's Cunningham, his second career win in the Indy Pro Series, and what a place to do it.
And I don't believe it. I would have promised that Howard had that thing. He passed him on the inside. I'd have thought the inside groove would have won the race, but that just goes to show you 420 horsepower. You got to keep these babies wound up, Scott. What a heck of a job holding them off.
You know, and he certainly keeps the whole thing true to the past in the sense where the pole sitter has won every event, and he now makes it 4 in a row.
And led the most laps by a ton, and that tradition continues as well, as it was a great race, the last couple of laps especially. No yellows throughout the entire course of the event. We are guaranteed of a race record by a bunch. Green flag comes out, and Guthrie does the nice thing and gets out of the way, but Alex Lloyd still puts the hammer down and has already opened up about 6 car lengths.
Well, Chris Vesta just broke loose too. He just got out in front. He's got a good run right now. I was worried about him getting behind Sean Guthrie, but Guthrie moved out of the way.
Did you see Jaime Camara? I thought he hit the wall in the 11 car.
So tucked up behind the tail end of Chris Vesta, probably had just a lot of push coming off the turn, and there you can see.
We've got caution on the racetrack, and the word is we have had our first rain shower here in, what, 3 weeks?
Yes.
So they're going to slow this field down with 4 laps to go. Now the question will be, do they bring it to a halt so that we can try and get this done under green, or are we going to do this one under yellow?
I can tell you, as you see the yellow lights flashing in the back of those cars, just an indicator for all the drivers that they see in the car in front.
Track, and here he is at Indianapolis, running on the same track his father will run for the 19th time on Sunday. The checkered flag flies, as does the yellow, and congratulations to Alex Lloyd as he wins his 4th in a row and 2nd in a row here at Indianapolis, which includes the road course win during the F1 race weekend. And wife Sam is extremely happy as they'll take home the winner's check. Chris Vesta in 2nd, Jaime Camara in 3rd, Andrew Prendeville in 4th, and as Rusty pointed out, a great comeback for Hideki Muto to drive his way back to 5th. We still have a lot more. You take a look at the final results. Don't go anywhere. We still have the pit crew competition, and we'll talk to our winner.
Anna Beatrice moves to 5th as the white flag comes out. We've got one more tour of the 2.5-mile oval, and let's see how this thing shakes out. J.R. Hildebrand had an incident, and so what we're really looking for here is the points leader at the end of this race. Will it be Battistini or Antonucci? They came into this event 2nd and 3rd in the point standings. And Battistini is going to hold off the challenge down the backstretch. Let's see what Antonucci has in mind as they approach turn number 3. Just doesn't have quite enough to make the move on Dillon.
No, he doesn't. And, you know, that's where the move would have happened. Right now, Battistini makes no mistakes. He's got this thing in the bag.
Off of corner number 4, Dillon Battistini looking at perhaps the biggest victory of his career. He wins the Firestone Freedom 100 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Antonucci finishes 2nd. Wade Cunningham comes home in the 3rd spot. Quite a race. Quite a show put on by Dillon Battistini as this young man has won his 2nd race of 2008. That is the first repeat winner that we have had so far this year.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
What do you think, Rafa?
I think Anna's too heavy on downforce.
Boy, the 26 and the 11, it looked like they touched so briefly there, and he's going to bounce off the car and go to the lead.
They're 2 wide, 3 back as well. Gustavo Yakoven touches Anna and teammates. And a big crash.
Anna Beatrice.
Oh, we hope she's okay. That was a tough hit. Anytime you have a frontal impact like that, that is a really hard hit.
Looks like the car held up very well, though, at the front as Beatrice, who was that, Kimball? Was that Beatrice?
No, that was Yakoven and
Gustavo Yakoven. They made
teammates for Sam Schmidt Motorsports, both running in the front. Huge contact here.
She's okay, man.
Boy, so
look at the chassis. It is damaged. The tub has been damaged. That is a big hit. Let's go to the replay.
Let's take a look as
now watch Gustavo. He gets really high.
There, she just touched him. Yeah,
but it sends her straight into the inside wall.
Yeah, that takes your breath away. There's a little bit of onboard fire there with Jackman, but that quickly goes out. Here's the view from turn 2.
I don't think she saw Gustavo.
You think that's what it was, Rafa?
Well,
he's just in the blind spot.
I think she gave him enough room. Gustavo seemed like he had a few feet. He could have just gone a little bit higher, but I think he got a little nervous about getting high up into 1, so he turned down a little bit, but Anna was right there.
Okay, we're on board here, looking back from Hildebrandt's car. Hildebrandt had just taken the lead from his teammate, and there you see it. I want to tell you guys, that move that Hildebrandt made, it looked like his right side tires made contact.
Look at Romancini and Howard touched in the same corner. Romancini and Howard had just done the same thing Anna and Gustavo did. Let's slow that down. Hopefully we can look at that again.
Just prior to that, Hildebrandt had, it looked like the lightest of contact and made the dive to the inside and took over the lead.
Watch
and then
Howard.
This is what transpired. Oh, they did. And Romancini within that's a little dirt track in there through 1. That's a great save.
Running so close, and Anna took the brunt of this crash.
You know what? The inside barrier looks like gave a little bit when she made contact.
There's no safer wall on the inside walls here, so that is a huge hit.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a quadruple stacked Armco barrier there. Okay, here's on board with Charlie Kimball. It's all happening in front of him.
Oh, heads up from Kimball. He backed off well before it went yellow because he saw what was going on. You know what I mean?
Okay, so as you can see, the Delphi safety team still attending to Anna Beatrice. Romancini will look to the outside to make the pass. How uncharacteristic.
You know what, though? J.R. Hildebrandt's
there's a spin.
That's Potikin. Potikin was up to 6.
I think he's going to save it.
Good job.
You don't see that very often.
That was awesome. Great job.
Mike Potikin, who we talked about earlier, is going to bring out the caution flag. This will be our 5th of the day with 9 laps remaining. You think that got his heart rate up?
Wow. First race back in Indy Lights car this year. Had a great race going. Unfortunately, he threw it all away with 10 laps to go, but sure impressed us. All right, well, we're seeing it a little late here. Maybe there will be an onboard with Kimball and we get a better look at it. He might have been touched.
Well, it's hard to say from that angle. Here we go. On board with Kimball.
Oh, hits the limiter. He understeers up.
Oh, yeah. Right front to the left rear.
And we got damage on Kimball's car as well. Just look at the steering wheel. He's turning completely to the right to make the thing go straight. So that was definitely not Potikin's fault. Kimball just, had a little bobble on the entry and understeered right up into Potikin.
Okay, let's go down to pit lane, Kevin Lee. 10th lead change at the line. White flag is out. Here we go for all the marbles in the Firestone Freedom 100. What a way to kick off your Memorial Day weekend at the world's greatest race course. There's the car owner for AFS, Andretti Green. Sam Schmidt also watching. He's the guy who's got the lead. It looked like the 26 car was at the 27. Saavedra made contact with the wall. No yellow flag.
And I am speechless. This is just amazing. Romancini putting the pressure on Hildebrandt, but Wade is walking away with it. Talk about what a good time to get to the front.
So Wade Cunningham played it just right on the previous lap. It looks like he's going to win it, the New Zealander, 24 years old. But let's wait and see. On the north end of the track, heading to turn number 4, Ari, does anyone have enough time to get him?
I don't think so. It's about 5 car lengths. It's going to be a miracle.
Wade Cunningham is your leader. Will he win again in Indy? The Lucas Oil Machine out in front. Here comes Hildebrandt, Romancini. They don't have enough time. The fist is in the air, and Wade Cunningham wins it from pole at Indianapolis, but Ari Leyendyk Jr. boy, did he have to work for
That was a lot of work for him. You see him nod his head. Yes, he did it. That is so great. And the AFS guys got to be disappointed. They were 1-2 with 3 laps to go.
There is Sam Schmidt, as he has won yet again, has built a powerhouse in Sam Schmidt Motorsports and Lucas Oil, and Wade Cunningham will roll back into victory lane, and my goodness.
The white flag is out as Wade Cunningham looking to get into victory lane in Indianapolis for the 3rd time in his career, Jake Query.
Wade Cunningham has won 6 races in the Firestone Indy Lights. A third of those have come here in Indianapolis. Nobody has won here 3 times in this series. He's halfway across his final lap, Kristen Airy.
Wade Cunningham started on the front row next to Pippa Mann, trying to win his 3rd Freedom 100, going to the outside, but blocked. Charlie Kimball tried to make the pass. Cunningham cut him off. They're in the north short chute with about a 3-car length advantage for Wade Cunningham.
Charlie Kimball trying to get a run for the final time as they roar out of turn number 4. Wade Cunningham makes his way down the main straightaway in the middle of the racetrack. Twin checkers in the air, and Wade Cunningham will win the 2010 Firestone Freedom 100 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Juan Pablo Garcia out of the race, guys.
There are 5 cars locked in a pretty good battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the number 9 machine, Kristen Airy, Anders Krone, hits the wall, and we've got a bad crash in front of you in turn 2.
The back of his car has been completely eliminated. Car number 9, that's Anders Krone, is underway. He is into the grass and moving. They were 3 wide. There is pieces of the car all over turn number 2 and the short chute here. They are quickly. The back of the car is completely gone. And that car, the driver, though, we are seeing them take the headrest away, and we do believe it is Goncalves, the number 4 car.
Coming off of turn number 4 for the final time under caution, the winner of the 2011 Firestone Freedom 100 is Joseph Newgarden. Sam Schmidt Motorsports returns to victory lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Dave Wilson, what an outstanding drive by young Joseph Newgarden. And again, he probably couldn't wait to get back into the cockpit and atone for that mistake at Long Beach when he had it right there in his lap, and it all went away in turn 10 in the tire barrier.
Well, people are going to say, well, he won under a yellow flag condition, but I'll tell you what, he earned it out there on the racetrack.
Gustavo Jackman almost shoved Sebastian Savever into the wall. He's not playing nice, and he's probably going to hear from race control. That battle for third goes side by side in front of Chris.
And it is Jackman that went to the outside. It is still Carbone that has the lead. Jackman looks to the outside of Munoz, now stays behind. It's 1, 2, 3. Carbone, Munoz, and Jackman, and there's a big crash. It's 3 or 4 cars that hit, and it was the outside wall that they hit exiting turn 2. And that is a car. Jackman is in the middle of the backstretch. And there's also a car, a white and red car, and it's far enough away, guys. It is Oliver Webb that is now resting inside along the retaining wall outside the grass. And there is all kinds of debris in turn 2. And it's Emerson Newton-John that is also. The safety trucks are now out as they hit hard exiting turn 2. The native of Argentina, Guerrieri, has the lead. Carlos Munoz from Colombia is second, and a car has hit the wall. A back marker has hit the wall, and it's Alan Day. Let's see, it's Jorge Goncalves out of Belardi Racing has hit the wall.
Well, the checkered flag and yellow flag flies at the same time after the one-car accident involving Jorge Goncalves, and Esteban Guerrieri will get into victory lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The number 11 machine rolling from 18th to 1st, and Nick Yeoman, Sam Schmidt's mastery in the Firestone Freedom 100 continues here today.
Okay, white flag. This time Chaves is going to pop to the outside, guys. What will be the strategy as Peter Dempsey in the red and white car will watch. Here comes Chaves on the outside.
He's going to wait. It looked like he was going to try and make it too wide, which would have put Karam in a tough position, but now he ducks back. And we'll go on to the backstretch in a second.
Carlos Munoz in the 26th. Dialyser entry out in front. Took over the lead on lap 14. Has led the last 25 laps. Here we go. Side by side. Head to 3.
Here's the move for Karam.
So here's Sage Karam. Now Chaves going to make it 3 wide to the outside, guys.
Woo. This is tight.
Oh, baby.
This is what people look
for. Oh, Karam and Munoz nearly touch. On the outside of 4, remaining 3 wide. Gabby Chaves. We're going to have a 3 wide shootout at the line. It's
It's a drag race.
Who's got the momentum?
Here comes Dempsey. Dempsey's going to go 4 wide. It's going to be. Dempsey won it. Oh, Dempsey won it.
That was a 4-wide finish in Indy Lights.
Unbelievable.
That is the craziest finish in history.
That's got to be the best finish ever at IMAX.
4 wide at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's Peter Dempsey, the Irishman, who gets his first Firestone Indy Lights win by going to the outside 4 wide and winning it by, oh my gosh.
Unreal.
Oh, let's watch it again. That's incredible. Got to be the greatest finish in the history of this speedway as Dempsey, maybe by 4 inches.
That looks staged.
Oh.
Look how staged that picture looks. That's an actual race run to the finish.
My word, 26 thousandths of a second, the difference at the line as it is Dempsey who wins it. Chaves winds up second, Karam third, and Munoz, who was the 26 10,000.
And people could not hear the reaction.
26 10,000.
Unbelievable.
0.0026 as, guys, it will not get better than
How
that.
could you make it better?
It will not get better than that.
2 wide through the short chute for second position. Veach on the high side, Chaves on the low side. They come very close, and Chase Austin has made heavy contact back in the pack.
That is a vicious hit for Chase Austin. It looks like he's moving in the car, so that is very good news indeed, but that was a really big hit. I really hope he's okay there. That's just another one of those when you're running so tight, you're doing 200 miles an hour, and big crashes can happen, and that is indeed what happened just now.
So this is the south end. Chase Austin between turns 1 and 2. And the safety team is always immediately on the scene to help the driver. Look at that machine.
That has just been completely split in half, and I'm just hoping and praying that Chase is okay there. That's the only concern we have at this point in time. Looks like he hit the inside wall there between 1 and 2, and that is the last place you want to hit. And it looks like he actually hit the tires before where the safer barrier starts. Hopefully we'll get a replay, but obviously again our thoughts now initially are with Chase Austin.
Let's take a look at it. This is on board with Chase Austin.
Oh, he is just wicked loose through that corner. I mean, he did a great job hanging onto it for as long as he did. Oh, he is just
almost saved it.
Chasing that car. That is, this is going to be a big one.
And we lost the signal right before he made impact.
Oh, that is just the worst possible impact right there. That is a bad hit. I, again, really hope that Chase is okay after that.
He's out of the car. The Homacho safety team is still working with him on the scene. Jake Query is headed to the medical center, so he'll get an update in a moment. Maybe the tires help just a bit there. At a very difficult angle. The rear of the car, the front of the car destroyed. With Chase Austin.
Yeah, he just hits at the worst possible angle there, right where the safer barrier and the tire barrier kind of come together. So it really is just the worst spot on the track you can probably hit.
Well, we won't bother speculating. We'll wait for reports. The white flag is shown. 2.5 miles to go. At least 5 drivers still in the mix. Veach to the outside of Brabham. Chaves to the inside, and turn number 1 nearly go 3 wide, and the 2 nearly touch, battling for second and third. Veach gets to second.
Oh, but Veach lost ground there to Matthew Brabham. The question is, can Matthew hold this off now by breaking the draft ever so slightly? Look at this. He's going to go all the way down to the bottom side here, trying to break that draft to make sure that no one can get him. As we see Jack Harvey fighting it out as well, on board with him.
Brabham looks like he has it right now.
2 more turns to go, side by side for second. Chaves on the outside, Veach on the inside. Brabham is the leader in the blue and white car. Matthew Brabham trying to hold off. 1 more corner to go. Gabby Chaves has a run. He lost by 6 inches last year. Chaves to the outside, side by side at the line. It is Gabby Chaves wins the Freedom 100 in Indianapolis by about a foot. 2 years in a row here.
Gabby Chaves, what a well-timed draft there. It looked like he didn't have it, but then he did. That is just spectacular.
Let's watch it again. Is this not the first lap that Gabby Chaves led?
This might very well happen, and he timed it to absolute perfection, as we see Luis Garcia as well. He wants that 3rd spot, not able to get it, but that is the best time draft I have seen in a while, and you know what? He gets redemption here from last year.
He did lead laps earlier in the race. Brabham is doing all he can. This is on board with Brabham.
At this point, there's nothing Brabham could have done except just hold on and keep his foot wooded, which is exactly what he did. And boy, what a finish. I can barely believe we saw such a close finish yet again.
And I wonder if that limiter just came into play there. You heard Brabham hit the limiter, and that seemed to just slow him just enough so Gabby could get a foot on him.
Exactly, so crucial here. Every little bit at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is crucial in getting the car right, not just with the balance of the car, but as you say, with the gearing as well. You know, just looking at this right now, do you think Jack has the pace, or do you think Ethan's going to be able to claw that back?
I'm seeing Ethan with the stronger car right now at the moment. Oh, we got a wreck.
And it's Ed Jones. Ed Jones, the championship leader, into the wall in his first oval race.
That is always a hard impact right there. Exited turn 4, never easy hitting on an oval here. We still have not seen the cause of that incident, but wouldn't be surprised if he was fighting closely with someone there. Oh, he just loses it by himself. It almost looked like he had a puncture there. Look at that right rear there. Yeah, that is down on the cords. That tire is down on the cords, and he had a puncture right there. So he's going into the corner, and he has no chance whatsoever. That car just snaps away from him. Look at that. The right rear tire is already down. He was just a passenger. That is such a shame for our championship leader.
And he was doing, all things considered, a really nice job in his first oval. Jack Harvey at pace car speed comes around turn number 4. He can see the flag stand. He said winning here on the road course was the biggest win of his life, but certainly on the oval, it would trump it. Last year, he lost the championship on a tiebreaker. This year, he's won the biggest race of his life. Jack Harvey, the winner in the Freedom 100 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And a great big shout out to Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports, finishing 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got it figured out at this racetrack, and Jack Harvey takes the big win for them. Winner of the Freedom 100 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It doesn't get much bigger than that.
Gabby, what are you thinking right now? You've won this race no matter what the circumstances. This is the biggest win he's had to this point.
Absolutely, a win is a win, and it, like I've said, like everyone knows in this place, you put yourself in the position to win, and he did just that today.
Turn number 4 back on the straightaway, and Peter Ida had to jump out of line. And we're green. White flag, 1 to go in the Freedom 100. Ed Jones to the outside to the lead.
Ed Jones took advantage of Juan Piedrahita running into the back of Dean Stoneman there. The question now remains, does Dean Stoneman have an undamaged car? Can he do something with that? As we see Dalton Kellett too wide through turn 2. But right now, all eyes on Ed Jones and Dean Stoneman. What's going to happen here? I think Stoneman's he's positioned perfect. He's got no pressure from behind.
Stoneman to the outside. Turn 3, 2 corners to go. Get your cameras ready for another photo finish in Indy Lights. Ed Jones on the inside. Stoneman to the outside. Back on the main straightaway. A drag race to the finish at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's side by side at the finish. Dean Stoneman has won the Freedom 100. 0.002 of a second. Dean Stoneman has won over Ed Jones in a remarkable finish at the Indianapolis Motor
Motor Speedway.
What a crazy finish there, and this puts Dean Stoneman in the history books, and he's now stated, I want to be in the Indy 500 next year. I will prove you right. And as we see Michael Andretti there, just elated with the results. Michael, can we please ask you, put this guy in an Indy car for next year?
And look at this finish. Unbelievable how close it is. That's what you get here at Indianapolis.
And we are talking about inches across the line here. Just a little bit less drag on the car. Oh, it's so close. That is, how much is that? 2 inches? 3 inches?
And we didn't think it was possible to be closer than 2013. This is 2/10,000ths of a second faster from .0026 to .0024 on board with Dean Stoneman going to the line.
And he's just ducking his head down here right now, just looking for that little bit of an aero advantage. And we see Ed Jones just disgusted with the fact that he didn't win that race.
That's the Carlin crew.
They thought they had it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how close it was.
And there's Stoneman's crew, Michael Andretti. He's won the Indy 500 3 times as a car owner. Look at this.
You gotta stand up. You gotta stand up to try and get the shot.
I did not know who won. Had to look at timing and scoring. And when you're talking 24/10,000ths of a second. And it's go time in Indianapolis for Indy Lights. The Freedom 100 is green. Clayman DeMello in the 13 blue car peeks to the outside. They sweep around Colton Herta. Dalton Kellett going side by side for that third position with his teammate. But up front, it's the pole sitter Matheus Leist gets the early jump.
Oh, we have contact.
Herta spins. And he collects his teammate Ryan Norman.
Oh, Colton Herta just up on the high side entering turn 2, then turned down. And unfortunately, it was a car on the inside there, and that clipped him and spun him right around. We already see Colton Herta moving around in that car. That's a good sign. That was a pretty big hit there, Kev.
Oh, Dalton Kellett was on his inside there. Did they make any contact?
They did, and yeah, Colton Herta just turned down on Dalton Kellett. So I'm not sure if maybe that's the spotter told him he was clear and he tried to turn down, or if he was just trying to squeeze Dalton Kellett down onto the apron. But either way, we were talking about conservation of equipment. That's something you don't want to do on the opening lap. You can't be that aggressive early on.
And then watch, too, as Norman slides down. He almost took Shelby Blackstock with him, but I think he missed him. We'll see if Kellett has any kind of damage. Norman getting collective. Norman coming down, and 3 cars barely miss him. Piedrahita in the yellow car. The 11 car is Garth Rickards. The red car, Shelby Blackstock. 3 cars still in the mix, and the white flag at Indianapolis. Who's going to win the Freedom 100?
One final chance here for Dalton Kellett to line up a run. You see him all the way down on the apron on those rumble strips. That's where the car gets oh so free and so difficult to control. But Dalton Kellett's going to just hang it out here and see what happens.
Does he have enough? Tielitz is not quite close enough. Kellett's got the back half of the backstretch to make a move. Laced by 3 or 4 car lengths on the north end of the track. Seems to be in control. Final turns for Matheus Leist. Through 4, back on the main straight. Nobody's going to catch him. Matheus Leist dominates from pole and wins his first oval race, and it's at the most famous race course in the world. Matheus Leist has won the Freedom 100, his first win in Indy Lights.
Matheus Leist and Carlin Racing, you guys have done it from being rookies to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 2 years ago to now being winners in the Freedom 100. Boy, what a job.
And while Leist wins, Aaron Tielitz got the move made to finish second, getting past Dalton Kellett. Let's go back and look behind the leader. Kellett tried to defend. And a drag race to the line for second, and Tielitz got him by about a quarter of a car length.
And that was all because Dalton Kellett went all out on the final corner, went all the way down to the apron, lost some momentum, and then Aaron Tielitz had his shot. But Matheus Leist, man, what a performance.
Back on the main straightaway, coming to the yard of bricks. White flag, 2.5 miles to go. They are 3 wide. Final lap of the Freedom 100 in Indy Lights. 4 can still win it.
Pato O'Ward, that was great timing there around the outside, and now, oh no, he's got to go to the high side. This is going to lose the momentum. He's going to lose it.
Top two have broken away a little bit, but here comes the rest of the pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still in play. Down the backstretch, less than a half a lap to go at Indianapolis. Colton Herta swept both on the road course this month, trying to take over the championship lead and win the biggest race on Indy Lights schedule. He's got a little bit of gap. Past the final turn, back on the main straightaway. Here comes the pack. O'Ward, Kellen, Urrutia, Herta protecting. O'Ward to the outside. Colton Herta has won the Freedom 100 at Indianapolis. His third Indy Lights race in a row. He'll take over the championship lead as the Andretti Autosport and Steinbrenner Group celebrate in the pits.
And it was 3 wide back there with Oliver Askew, and luckily they're able to get away. Rinus VeeKay in the dark red, and a spin for David Malukas, and big impact.
Big impact, and as you see there, the rear of the car up. We will look and confirm to find out exactly who this is. The good news is it looks like everybody moving around and okay. David Malukas was one of those machines.
And Chris Windham as well.
Chris Windham, for the second time in as many days, is involved in a big-time crash. But once again, he is moving around, it appears, in that cockpit. That's what's great to see. There you take a look at that rookie, the UTEC star, Chris Windham. He got a little bit the rear end of that race car, as you saw, into the catch fence. But I think everything did its job, and Chris Windham is going to be able to hop out of that machine. Take us through again, Anders, what took place.
So if you have a look at the silver and gray car here, 4th car in our shot, you see he loses it on entry to the corner, does David Malukas, gets collected by Chris Windham, who then slams into the barrier. And this is the troubling thing right here. When Chris Windham comes down, he lands on top of the car of David Malukas, and that is the single most crucial thing with an open wheel car, is your head is still exposed, and so that is the #1 area of risk. And luckily for David Malukas, you can see head stays untouched, and that is exactly what we're hoping for in a crash such as this.
Well, Ryan Norman officially has led the most. Oh, well, little contact.
Oh, we got the spin.
But McGuinness saves it.
Oh my gosh, what an incredible save.
McGuinness saves it. Wow. Yellow is out. Yellow flag is out.
Boom.
Sowery just touching that left rear tire. Robert McGuinness, contact again.
His front end got off the ground, got some air.
And both kept it going the right direction. Wow.
How about that, race fans? That is incredible. Here it is from the onboard. This is what we were looking at from the onboard. Saw the contact and McGuinness spin. But on the other hand, he got things straightened out very quickly, went down to the warm-up lane, and all is well. That also could have been a very nasty crash.
I hate to say it, but I'm not sure you want to be the leader at the white flag, do you?
I'm not sure you do, yeah, because you can get that draft that slingshots you right by. Well, here we go on the last lap. 3 cars now running together, but 4th and 5th aren't very far back into the 2nd corner already, as Oliver Askew commands the race at this point, as they're a half a lap away from the checkered flag. And here is Norman making a bid for the lead.
Norman to the outside, Askew to the inside, gives up the position for now. Is he thinking about perhaps making a pass along the front stretch? Norman leads, Askew 2nd, Sowery in 3rd, Rinus VeeKay 4th. Off turn number 4, Bob. Who you got?
I have no idea.
Ryan Norman, Askew to the inside. Does he have enough? Oh, yes. Oliver Askew has won the Freedom 100
by 67 10,000ths of a second.
Are you kidding me?
Michael Andretti has a win. Oh,
what a finish.
Race fans, did you like that? We sure did. Here's the finish.
Here's the replay. Let's see. I mean, he had the momentum. He had the momentum. Askew to the inside, and just like that, by a nose.
.0067 was the margin of victory for Oliver Askew over Ryan Norman. Yeah, a raise of your glass and a toast to the winner of the race, but didn't all these guys do a fantastic job of putting on a great show for us this afternoon? Too bad we had to lose Chris Windham and David Malukas at the start of the race, but wow, there can't be anybody in this facility that isn't just wrung out from the incredible racing that we saw.